at the minute on Zoom, so we'll give it another minute or two. Could always use this time, of course, to find our postures, as we say, because I won't talk for too long. I've been you know, every week I've been giving like a little something I'd like to kind of offer to this particular session. So I maybe talk for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe not even that. And then we just start to sit. So might as well settle down, however you do that. Okie dokie. So I thought what I wanted to kind of highlight this week, what I wanted to offer, I wanted to kind of go back to something that I was talking about a few weeks ago. Maybe I've talked about it a bit in various ways, but it's what I've come to think of as the heartfelt wish. Now, this is really important. What is our heart's deepest wish or desire? And that's something that we have to explore and discover for ourselves. It's not something that someone else can kind of tell you. But meditation gives us a way into that, to begin to see our heart's most deepest wish, and then to begin to live our lives from that place. I think that's kind of, that's increasingly how I'm seeing the kind of purpose of meditation, if you like. And although it's something that each of us needs to discover, I believe it to be also something that we all share. In traditional Buddhism, the heart's deepest wish is sometimes characterized as may all beings be well, or may all beings be happy. You might have to characterize it for yourself, but the deepest wish in the heart of all human beings has that flavor to it. We all wish to love and be loved. Obviously, human beings can be so out of touch. We can be so out of touch with our heart's deepest desire. It's kind of almost like covered over or obstructed by all of our own selfish wants, and then we end up not living in accordance with it and end up harming others in the process. You know, to live for oneself alone results in us being very lonely very often, and ultimately it's quite isolating. And yet I believe that the heart's deepest wish is still there, waiting to be uncovered. The desire, the longing to do what is good to do, to love other beings, to connect. It's all still there. It's part of every one of us all the time. It can sometimes be a kind of very faint flicker, or it can be a raging fire in the heart. And what we're wanting to do in meditation is to turn towards the heartfelt wish. We don't need to fabricate it. We just need to trust that it is there and allow it to reveal more and more of itself. So, as we sit today, I'd like us to consider our purpose. Why do you come? If you're the type of why do you come to meditation? If you're the type of person who is willing to come onto Zoom or into a Buddhist center and sit down with other people and close your eyes and watch your breathing and watch your mind and take some attention to your heart, you know, all of the practices that we do together, then you must be someone who feels the need to look at something quite deeply. There's plenty of other things we could be doing with our time. So when I say consider why you come, I'm not talking about giving ourselves all the reasons why, but just to notice that there is that wish there, there is a desire there. Something is drawing us on, wanting us to look deeper. I increasingly think of my own meditation practice as simply time that I put aside to sit in the heart's deepest wish. And of course, my mind wanders away to more mundane things, but that's not a problem unless I make it one by kind of launching into a whole series of judgments on it. Sometimes reciting the mantra of may all beings be well, which goes Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu, Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu, may all beings be well. That can help our minds kind of stay with the wish instead of off somewhere else. So so as I said, I think of the sitting itself when I'm meditating. That itself is an expression of the wish. It's allowing the wish to be expressed in this sitting, in this body, in this breath, in this moment. And once that is established, there's nothing to do in that sense, but just sit. So that's kind of what I want us to explore today. I will be giving you the bare instructions of the mindfulness of breathing. So we'll be using that as the framework, but there will be quite, longer periods of silence together so that we can explore that in our own way. Okay, so we'll look at posture as we begin to sit, actually. So we'll not have a little posture workshop. We'll just start, and as we come into the body, our body will respond to what it needs to do. So closing your eyes when you feel ready to. Maybe a few deep breaths, always a good idea. Really get a sense of that out breath being letting go breath. The body just completely lets go of the breath that it was holding on to. The muscles relax down. Do it again. Take some attention to parts of your body where you normally hold on. So just awareness around the shoulders. Make sure that they drop down away from the ears. Awareness of the stomach. Make sure that that's all soft and rounded. For a minute or two, let's just try and get a sense that there's nothing to do. There's nothing expected of you. Nowhere else you should be. Nothing else you should be doing. It's quite rare. Let's enjoy it. Get a sense of the lower half of your body. So take your awareness to the whole lower half of your body. In particular, take some attention for a bit to the sensation that's present in the buttocks, in the sitting bones. It's almost like experiencing gravity in a way that we don't usually even notice it. But can you feel right now the way that you're being pushed down? Keep that sensation in the sitting bones in your awareness and see if you can bring in gently an awareness of the slight sensations of breathing that are going on not very far away in the pit of the stomach. Holding both of those, it's like the whole of your awareness balled up and resting gently in the very core of your body. There's something very still and sturdy right there. It's a place we can go to relax. And it's somewhere we can go back to whenever we feel distracted over the next 20 minutes. We'll briefly pay some attention to other parts of the body so that we bring the whole body together. So just pay some attention to your face and allow that to soften. Relax your throat muscles. Awareness down the arms, where it pools and collects in the hands. Suddenly aware of your hands. Bring the whole of your body together from the crown of the head, awareness all the way down to the tip of the toes. Get a sense of the shape of the body. and the space that it's taking up in the room. So here we are, sitting here right now. And over the next few breaths, just start to hone in a little bit on the out-breath. Every time it happens, you're right there with it. And to help us stay with that out-breath, you just place a counter at the very end. Just as it's leaving the body, count 1. Continue breathing normally. Breathe out again, count 2. And continue to do that up to 10. And start again at 1. Where is your mind right now? Is it still with the out-breath? If you notice that it's wandered, just come back. It's all part of the practice. Noticing again and again. Do that as many times as you need to. Okay, just check in with your body, straighten up if you need to, relax your shoulders if they've risen. And start to turn your attention to the in-breath. Do you notice that slight difference in your experience? In the way that the letting go breath is, the out breath is a letting go breath. The in breath is a rejuvenating breath. So just allow it to wake you up a bit. And every time the in breath begins, just count it in your mind. So even though I'm sitting with my awareness placed on the in-breath, I notice that there are other aspects of my experience. There's still sound coming in, there's thought, feeling. We don't want to cut ourselves off from any of that, but just see if those things can be placed on the periphery of your awareness. Place the breath, in this case the in-breath, right at the center. Keep it light. Okay, we'll move into what's going to be the longest part of our meditation today. Just drop any counting that you're doing and see if you can sit with the entirety of the breath from the moment that it enters the body to the moment it leaves. So that whenever you're breathing in, you know that you're breathing in. And whenever you're breathing out, you know that you're breathing out. use the bodily sensations of breathing to help you stay. The way that the body rises and falls slightly. There's something very now about the breath. It's always present. Any past breaths have already gone. And any future breaths are just an idea. So see if we can be present, really present with this breath. And now this one. And now this one. So now that we've established some concentration, let's take some time to turn our mind to the heart's deepest wish. won't give you any more instruction on how that's done. But just in your own time, in your own way, see if you can turn towards that and give it a bit of space, a bit of attention. A bit of your faith, a bit of your trust. Now, over the next 8 or 10 breaths, just begin to focus a little bit more around where the breath first begins. Maybe take some attention around the nostrils. Just as the breath is beginning, there's just a slight narrowing, slight pinching around the tip of the nose. Do you notice how that gets released when the out-breath begins? See if you can rest your attention there for a minute or two. This is sometimes described like a man who watches the gate of the city or a big parking lot. It's his job to just notice the coming and going. Don't consider breath inside the body or breath outside the body. We're only sitting at the point where it comes and goes. Very, very subtle. See if you can keep an awareness of the heart area. And keep your awareness light and enjoyable. Relax. Okay, just relax any effort that you're making now. Come into the body, aware of parts of the body, and then join it all up, aware of the shape of the body, the solidity. An awareness of the room, moving gently, and eyes opening.